Hey nurses, welcome to this high-energy explainer where we're going to conquer the intense 15-minute time crush of OET Reading Part A together. I know exactly how demanding this exam can feel, especially when that clock is ticking down and you have an absolute mountain of medical text sitting right in front of you. But seriously, don't worry. Today, we're going to break down this challenge, equip you with the absolute best strategies, and then we're actually going to put them to the test. Let's get into it. So, facing 20 questions across 4 different healthcare texts in just 15 minutes feels impossible, right? But I'm going to show you exactly how to crush it. You might be sitting there thinking, how on earth can I possibly read all of that and synthesize the information accurately in such a tiny window? It is a super common hurdle, and it's exactly why so many skilled professionals find this specific section so incredibly daunting. But here's the secret. It's not about your clinical knowledge at all. It is entirely about your test-taking mechanics. All right, here is our roadmap for today. 1. OET Reading Part A Overview. 2. Top 3 Speed Hacks. 3. Timed Practice Test. 4. Answer Reveal and Explanations. And 5. A bonus tip for 2026. Let's start with Section 1, OET Reading Part A Overview, breaking down the format. You know, you really can't defeat an opponent you don't understand, so let's look at the actual mechanics of Part A. The entire section tests what we call expeditious reading. Now, what does that mean? It means you have 0 extra time while navigating a single healthcare theme, like maybe diabetes management or wound care. You are definitely not reading these texts to learn the material, and you certainly aren't reading them like a novel. You're rapidly scanning and scanning roughly 1,000 words across 4 distinct short texts. It's a pure test of speed and precision hunting. And this breakdown brilliantly illustrates your challenge. You've got 20 questions split perfectly into 3 distinct types. You'll face 6 matching questions, where you just identify which text contains specific info. Then 8 short answer questions requiring brief, exact phrases pulled right from the texts. And finally, 6 sentence completion questions, where you have to fill in the blanks using the exact words provided in your reading. So, here is the absolutely crucial point. Your ultimate goal here is to hit 80% accuracy or higher to secure that coveted B grade. That means you need to get at least 16 out of the 20 questions absolutely correct. There is practically no margin for error here, which is exactly why having a mechanical, step-by-step approach is absolutely vital for your success. Moving on to Section 2, Top 3 Speed Hacks, so you can read faster and score higher. Now that we really know the monster we're fighting, here are the exact tools that will get you to that 80% threshold without running out of time. Hack number 1 is totally non-negotiable. You must skim first to map the texts. Take just 30 seconds at the very beginning to read the titles, the first and last sentences, and any bold words. You need to know exactly which text is the overview, which is the study, the guideline, and the case study. Hack number 2, scan directly for keywords without rereading full paragraphs. And hack number 3, tackle the matching questions first to warm up your brain, then move to short answers and save those highly precise sentence completion questions for the very end. Let's look at hack 2 in action really quickly. You absolutely must train your eyes to scan for exact synonyms in the text, rather than the literal question word. For example, if the question asks about low sugar, your eyes shouldn't be looking for the word low. Your brain should automatically be hunting for hypoglycemia. The test writers deliberately use paraphrasing to slow you down. By anticipating these synonyms, you bypass their traps entirely. It's a total game changer. Let's jump into Section 3, the timed practice test, and actually apply these hacks. All right, it is time to apply what we've learned. Get your timers ready for a mini practice focusing on wound infections. You are going to control the pace here. Take a rapid 10-second look at our 4 abbreviated texts on screen right now, utilizing hack 1 to recognize the formats. Notice how text A acts as the clinical overview. Text B is clearly a clinical study or trial. Text C provides actionable guidelines, and text D is a specific patient case study. By mapping this out in your head right now, you already know exactly where to look before you even read the very first question. Let's start the test. Question 1 is a matching question. Which text mentions a clinical trial? Pause this explainer right now, give yourself exactly 10 seconds to find the answer in the texts, and write it down. Remember your mapping strategy. Unpause when you're ready to move on. Okay, let's move to question 2, another matching question. Where would you find the guideline for dressing changes? Pause the explainer again, give yourself 10 seconds to circle your matching answer fast, and hit play when you've got it. Now for a short answer question requiring 1 to 3 words. What reduced infections by 40%? Pause the explainer, take 10 seconds to scan for that specific percentage, read around it, and grab your exact short answer. Here is your second short answer question. Mrs. Lee's age. Pause the explainer and take 10 seconds to scan for that exact patient detail. Think back, remember which text handles specific patient cases. And finally, a precision sentence completion question. Clean wounds daily with blank. Pause the explainer one last time, give yourself 10 seconds, and find the exact text words to fill that gap perfectly. All right, section 4, answer reveal and explanations. Let's see how you did. Okay, timer's down. Let's grab our green grading pens. This is where we see if your skimming and scanning hacks actually paid off. For the matching section, question 1 is text B. Why? Well, because text B explicitly mentions the phrase trial showed, making it the obvious choice for a study. Question 2 is clearly text C. The question asked for a guideline regarding dressing changes, and text C is explicitly formatted as clinical guidance for wound cleaning and dressings. Moving to question 3, the exact correct answer is antibiotic cream, pulled directly from text B. Notice that you must write exactly what is in the text with absolutely no extra words added. If you wrote an antibiotic cream or the antibiotic cream, it would actually be marked wrong because you're adding articles that weren't the direct cause listed in the study. Precision is literally everything here. Question 4 is 65. Remember that numbers count as words in the OET, and this was extracted exactly from the case study in text D. Because you mapped the texts early on during Hack 1, you knew instantly that a specific patient detail like an age would only be found in the case study. You didn't even need to waste time looking at texts A, B, or C. And finally, the sentence gap is filled perfectly by the word saline, straight from text C's guidelines. The sentence read, clean wounds daily with, and the text perfectly mirrored that instruction. Hey, if you scored a 4 out of 5 on this mini test, you are well on your way and ready for the real thing. Finally, section 5, a crucial bonus tip for 2026 and strategies for success. If you missed any earlier, make sure to review your scanning techniques and really focus on mapping. But before we go, here is an absolutely crucial update for 2026 test takers that you need to incorporate into your study routine right now. The reality is that the OET texts are getting trickier, specifically with more complex paraphrasing in the matching questions. Because of this, you must practice daily with timers, aiming to finish your reading and answering in under 12 minutes. I know, the test gives you 15, but practicing for 12 builds an essential 3-minute buffer. That buffer is what you're going to use on exam day when panic sets in or when you encounter a really stubborn synonym that needs a second glance. Train hard, fight easy, right? You absolutely have what it takes to master this format. If this explainer helped you clarify your strategy, keep practicing these timed intervals. Just think about it. If you can train your brain to mechanically conquer complex medical texts under the immense pressure of a 12-minute timer, how much more confidently will you step onto the ward in your future nursing career abroad? Master the test, and the rest will follow. If you found this helpful, subscribe to our series, comment your score below, and get ready for a full 20-question test next week. See you then.